Did you like Malakai Black and Griff Garrison, Brian?
After all that, I'm not sure if I remember it.
Don't worry, nobody else does either. Malakai Black was against Griff Garrison simply because previously Malakai Black blew the mist in the face of Julia Hart. He blew it at Julia Hart. We've covered that he missed. A little of it, the wind blew some of it to Pillman's face. So while Julia was selling, he was screaming, "Somebody get somebody!" And Griff Garrison's the one that's mad, and he wants Malakai Black. And he was so mad, he even asked Brian Pillman last week, "Whose side are you on?" When Pillman was trying to say, "Hey, don't fucking bite this goddamn bite off of this guy because it's more than you can chew." So anyway, Malakai Black does his spooky entrance, and Griff Garrison comes down looking like the water boy from the high school football team trying to buy crack in the hood. He was in way over his head, and he didn't know what he was going to do once he got there. But he was so mad at Malakai Black for what he did to their sister, Julia Hart, that he ran immediately into the ring, jumped up on the turnbuckles, turned his back on Malakai Black, and urged the fans to cheer for him. So right there, you know he's pissed. Nobody sits down and goes over this with these guys. That would have been the first thing that you would have said to a babyface. You're mad. There's been shit happen to your sister, Julia. Don't go out smiley face and glorify for the crowd. Have your game face on and be looking at this guy like you want to fucking fight him out in a parking lot. I stared a hole through a motherfucker one time in a courtroom to the point where he had his attorney tell my attorney that I needed to quit looking at him because it unnerved him so badly. But Griff was happy. Anyway, he was happy until the bell rang and he ran toward Malakai Black and ate Malakai Black's boot. And then he wasn't happy anymore. And then, for whatever reason, Malakai Black stands there and looks at him and then slides out of the ring and stands there looking at Brian Pillman. And then we found out what the reason was, because he stood there in the right place for Griff Garrison to recover and hit the ropes and come and hit a dive on him. But Griff almost went completely over Malakai Black's head and almost killed them both. So, boom, I knocked the guy out with a kick. Instead of trying to pin him, I'm going to slide out and stand right in the perfect place for him to hit me with a dive when I don't do anything to his partner and don't pay any attention to what my opponent's doing. And then after that, it was about as bland and awkward a match between a top guy and an underneath guy as I've ever seen. It wasn't smooth, it wasn't exciting, and it wasn't good. And Malakai Black won with a single leg crab where, God damn it, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. When you get a Boston crab, you hook your arms underneath the calves of the guy's legs and lean back, right?
Of course, yeah.
He had a single leg crab, but he didn't have his arm under the leg behind the calf. He had the guy's leg was just bent, and Malakai Black was holding it around the knee. So there was no fulcrum in there as you use the arm to cinch back on the, I don't know. But then he won with the crab, and then knocked out Pillman with a kick. This is just getting drearier and drearier. Malakai Black is getting less over because he does weird things that don't make any sense. Not weird spooky, but weird don't make any sense. And poor Pillman has now been relegated to the sidekick of the job guy that gets knocked out after the match is over with. Your thoughts?
Not really sure what they're doing and where they're going with all this. Pillman Jr. has shown potential in the past. They kind of had a good window to do something with him. His acting is something that leaves a lot to be desired. I don't know. I mean, are they cooling Malakai off right now before they do something again with him? I'm really not sure. Or are they putting him in the tag team division with whoever his mystery friend is?
I don't know they're cooling him off on purpose, but that's the result they're getting.